Hello, myself Deepak, and in today's topic, we'll see how to delete a blank row in Excel sheet using Excel VBA. Now, take in scenario if you have a data like this, okay, and you want to delete a blank row. Like if there's any blank row for all columns, there is nothing. Like for example, here we have total 5 columns in this table from employee code till country. Okay, and now if there is any row where you don't have any data for all of these employee code, employee name, like here for example employee row number 6 or row number 9, so you want to delete it. Fine. Now if you do this manually, either you have to manually check one by one each and every row wherever you have blank, like this select, right click and delete, or if you put a filter on this table and then column wise you are making a filter, like only show data, only show those rows where we have data, for this also, and so on for everyone, or only show those row where you don't have data for this and so on for all. In each and every case, it will be very time consuming if you manually searching one by one blank rows, that also, and if you put a filter like this, that will also very time consuming, and of course there are chances of getting wrong data after that. Fine. So now how to overcome this issue? Here you can write a take help of Excel VBA. Fine. Now let's see how. For this, what we have done in developer tab, let me first click on design mode to switch on. Okay, basically I have created this button from insert, from ActiveX control. I have taken this button. Okay, this command button. Fine. Now let me right click on it and let me show you the properties. In properties, we have done nothing. Just we have given the caption, what should be displayed here. Okay, like delete blank rows. And I have given one meaningful name so that it is easier to recognize the button, like name delete blank rows. Fine. Now to view the code, right click. Either you can click on view code, or from design developer tab, here you have Visual Basic, click on it. Fine. Now you are in the code part. Basically, if your button code is not here, then you can take it from this drop down, like here delete blank rows. And I have used click event of the button. Basically, when I want to perform the task, I want as soon as button was clicked, the task should perform. That's why I have taken click event. Okay. Now my as per my requirement is what? I have to delete a particular row only when that row is completely blank. Means if I have n number of columns, whatever the number of columns are there, like here I have 5 columns, so I have to check if there is no data in employee code, employee name, and so on for all, then only delete. Else, do not delete. For example, row 6 should be delete, row 9 should be delete, but row 11 or row 18, these kind of rows should not be deleted, because you have either data in one column or you don't have data only in one column. So taking care of those things, what I have done, I have defined a few variables like row number, total, last row, and these variables like emp code, emp name are for each of these columns. Like for employee code, it will be emp code. For employee name, I have taken emp name, and so on. Fine. Now I have initialized row number equal to 5. Why I have given 5 to it? Because if you see, my data starts from row number 5. Okay, that's why I have given it 5, because my data starts from row number 5. Now the last row, variable. In this variable, what we are doing, I'm storing the row number where you have the last data. Now, with the help of this, sheets employee details dot range a ampersand ray row dot counts. Now, my if you see this sheet where we have this table, the name of the sheet is employee details. Okay, so I'm saying in that sheet, A is basically referring to this column A. Fine. Row dot counts. Now row dot counts will do what? It will give you the last row of your Excel sheet. Now you know that your last row of your Excel sheet is what? Click here first and push it down. So your last row of your sheet is this 1048576. Fine. So with the help of row dot counts, you get that thing 10 whatever 1048586 5876. Fine. So now with the help of this total, what you have done, you first reach to the end of your row of your sheet, which is here. Fine. With the help of this selected code, you reaches till there, and then with the help of dot end xlf, what you have done, you have moved your cursor back to where you have the last data of this sheet. Now, my last data of this sheet is where? In row number 19. Fine. Got it? So, with the help of this till here, which is highlighted, you reaches to the end of the row of your Excel sheet, which is 1048576, whatever. Okay. And then with the help of end.xlf, what you have done, now you have moved the cursor back to where you have last data of your sheet. Now means in this row. Now if you see after this row there is no data. So that's why you reaches your cursor reaches here with the help of this end XLF. Fine. Now what you need, basically you reach the cursor there, but you need what? You need the row. That's why I put in dot row, so that the row number should be assigned to this variable. Now, what is the row number where you have the last data and where is the cursor right now? It is row number 19. Okay, so last row equal to 19. So in this way, you get the last row of your Excel sheet where you have the data. Now, need to perform certain tasks again and again, and I don't know how many times because there might be only one blank row or more than one. So that's why I have run here a do while loop. So what I have done, do while last row is greater than equal to row number. Now the first last row is what? It is 19. And for the first time, row NO is what? 5. So it's 19 is greater than equal to 5? Of course, yes. Then what I'm doing, basically, I need to check each and every column. Like I need to check in this column, in this row, for example, if this is blank or not, samely if this is blank or not, and so on for each and everything. So we are doing the same thing. Now let's first see this, what it will do. Now, sheet of employee details. Now again, in which sheet I need to perform the task? I need to perform in this sheet, and the name of the sheet is employee details. So I'm saying in this sheet, what you have to do, you have to take the value from this particular range. I say range of A. Now what is the value of row NO for the first time? It is 5. So means it will something like this. Okay, so with the help of range A5 dot value, what will we do? Under this sheet, where is A5? A5 is this. Okay, now it says that take the value of this. Okay, fine. After taking the value of this cell, what I have to do, I'm saying trim. Now basically with the help of trim, what you are doing, if there is any leading space, for example, if there is any, take an example for this, if there is any leading space before H and there is any trailing space after HR, the word. So with the help of trim, what I'm doing, I'm removing this trailing space and this leading space. Okay. Fine. And after that, with the help of LAN, what we are doing, we are calculating the length of the remaining characters. Now, if I take an example of this, LAN will return me what? It will return me 2 because there are two characters, 1 and 2. One for H, 2 for, and 1 for R. So in total, two characters. So the length will be 2 here. Fine. Similarly, like for employee code, as of now, here it will be 1. Okay. For employee code, it will be something. Fine. Similarly, for employee code, we are doing the same thing. Just what you have done again, like sheets, employee details. Now, instead of range A, it is range B because now you need to take the value from this column. For department name, you have to take the value from this column and so on. C, T, and E. Fine. Total. Got it. Now, after that, what we are doing, we are saying total is equal to whatever you have value in this employee code, in employee name, employee, sorry, department name, EMP type, and country. Add all of them. Now, after adding all of them, if the total is 0, then perform this task, else not. Now, for the first time, when you have row number 5, of course, the length of this cell is not 0. This is also not 0. So the total cannot be 0 of all this. Fine. Therefore, this task is not performed. Now what happened? Row equal to row plus 1. Now row is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Now is 19 is greater than equal to 6? Yes, of course. Again, perform the same task. Now, when you're performing this thing for this row, of course, for this, nothing is there. So trim will remove, if there's any leading space or trailing space, whatever, it will remove all those spaces. Okay. And after removing all these spaces, LAN will return what? Because nothing is there, LAN will return 0. Similarly, here also LAN will 0. And for rest also. Fine. So in all these variable, zeros is stored. So if you add 0 plus 0 plus 0, okay, all are 0. If you add together, the result will be 0. Now the total is 0. Yes, this condition is true. Now what happened, this line will be performed because we enter into this loop, if loop, if condition, you can say. Now rows of row no. Now what is row no? As of now it is 6. So you're saying rows of 6 dot delete. So you're saying that delete this row. Fine. Clear. Okay. Now this code will run till 1, till 19 is greater than equal to, of course, 19, because RO number will be increased after every one time once with 1. So till 19 is greater than equal to 19, this steps will performs again and again. Now take an example for this. When your row number is 11, then what happened? For employee code, of course, it will be 0. But for this, there will be some length. Of course, for this also there will be some length. So of course, when you add 0 plus some value plus another value, the total cannot be 0. That's why this line will not perform, and because of that, this row will not delete. Similarly, if you say this, for of course for this the length will be 0, here also 0, 0 plus 0 plus 0, but here it is something. So of course the total cannot be 0. So that's, and the total is not 0, that's why this line is not performed, and because of that, this row is not deleted. Okay, fine, got it. Now let's take one run. Let my designer mode is on. Let me switch off my designer mode. Okay, now the designer mode is off. Now, you can see as soon as I click on delete row, this button, all the blank rows which are completely blanks for all these five columns are deleted. Okay, but if you see this row is not deleted. Similarly here, this and this, these rows are not related, because either you have the data in one column in this rows, or only one column do not have data in this row. Because of that, otherwise, if there is a complete blank row for all these columns, that's are deleted. Fine. So I hope this clears to you. If you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel. Take care. Goodbye.